He's been here a lot. He's a graduate of UNH. He studied with Charles Simic, and his favorite color is yellow. John Simon.
Thank you.
So we may change up the jury. Either to do the chorus.
These guys already know that they're all supposed to be playing violins. So, I'm going to dedicate these 8 poems by 20th century French writers to Leonard Cohen, the memory of Leonard Cohen as the master of erotic despair.
Yeah.
I Have Never Forgotten You by Andre Furneaux, translated by Kenneth Rexroth. No more your name, not your face. No more your eyes, nor your pallor. Loosed from the assaults of my desire by your lost image, stripped by the false vows of time, by the counterfeit money of redeemed love, by all that lost profit, free of you now, free as the dead, living my lonely, sodden life, playing with stones and leaves. When I slip between kind, unloved breasts, I lie once again on your absence, on the living corpse you have made by your power to destroy me, to the very end of my silence. I Have Dreamed of You So Much by Robert Desnos, translated by Paul Auster. I have dreamed of you so much that you are no longer real. Is there still time for me to reach your breathing body, to kiss your mouth and make your dear voice come alive again? I have dreamed of you so much that my arms, grown used to being crossed on my chest as I hugged your shadow, would perhaps not bend to the shape of your body. For, faced with the real form of what has haunted me and governed me for so many years, I would surely become a shadow. Oh, scales of feeling, I have dreamed of you so much that surely there is no more time for me to wake up. I sleep on my feet, prey to all the forms of life and love, and you, the only one who counts for me today. I can no more touch your face and lips than I can touch the lips and face of some passerby. I have dreamed of you so much, have walked so much, talked so much, slept so much with your phantom that perhaps the only thing left for me is to become a phantom among phantoms, a shadow, 100 times more shadow than the shadow that moves and goes on moving brightly over the sundial of your life. No, Love Is Not Dead by Robert Desnos, translated by Bill Zavatsky. No, love is not dead in this heart and these eyes and this mouth that proclaimed the beginning of its own requiem. Listen, I've had enough of the picturesque, of colors and charm. I love love, its tenderness and cruelty. The one I love has only a single name, a single form. Everything goes. Mouths cling to this mouth. The one I love has only one name, one form. And someday, if you remember it, oh you, form and name of my love, one day across the sea, between America and Europe, when the last ray of sun flashes across the undulating surface of the waves, or else one stormy night beneath a tree in the country, or in a speeding car, one spring morning, Boulevard Malesherbes, one rainy day at dawn, before putting yourself to bed, tell yourself, I summon your familiar ghost, that I was the only one to love you more, and what a pity it is you didn't know it. Tell yourself you shouldn't be sorry for anything. Before Before me, Rosnard and Baudelaire sang the sorrows of old women and dead women who despised the purest love. You, when you die, you will still be beautiful and desirable. I'll already be dead, completely enclosed in your immortal body, in your astonishing image present forever among the perpetual wonders of life and eternity. But if I outlive you, your voice and how it sounds, your gaze and how it shines, the smell of you and of your hair and many other things will still go on living in me. In me. And I'm no Rosnard or Baudelaire, just me, Robert Desnos, who, for having known and loved you, is as good as they are. Just me, Robert Desnos, who, for loving you, doesn't want to be remembered for anything else in this despicable world. The Voice of Robert Desnos by Robert Desnos, translated by Bill Zavatsky. So much like the flower, like the current of air, like the waterway, like the shadows casting everywhere, like the smile glimpsed this amazing evening at midnight. So much like everything, happiness, sadness. It's yesterday's midnight, lifting its naked torso above belfries and poplars. I'm calling those lost in the countryside, the old corpses, the young oaks just cut down, the shreds of fabric rotting on the ground and linen drying in the farmyards. I'm calling tornadoes and hurricanes, tempests, typhoons and cyclones, riptides, earthquakes. I'm calling the smoke of volcanoes and cigarettes, the smoke rings of fancy cigars. I'm calling loves and lovers. I'm calling the living and the dead. I'm calling the grave diggers. I'm calling the executioners. I'm calling the pilots, the masons, the architects, the murderers. I'm calling the flesh. I'm calling the one I love. I'm calling the one I love. I'm calling the one I love. Triumphant midnight unfolds its satin wings and lands on my bed. Belfries and poplars give in to my desires. Those over there collapse and those fall back. Those lost in the countryside find their bearings in finding me. The old corpses come back to life at my voice. The young oaks just cut down wrap themselves in greenery. The shreds of fabric rotting in the ground and on the ground flap at my voice like the flag of rebellion. The linen drying in the farmyards clothes adorable women that I don't adore, who come to me, obey my voice, and adore me. The tornadoes spin around in my mouth, the hurricanes redden my lips, if they can do it. The tempests snarl at my feet, the typhoons rumple my hair, if they can do it. I accept the kisses of cyclone drunkenness. The riptides come to die at my feet. The earthquakes do not shake me, but make everything totter at my command. The smoke of volcanoes attires me in its vapors, and cigarette smoke perfumes me, and the smoke rings of fancy cigars crown me. The loved ones and the love pursued for so long find shelter in me. The lovers hear my voice. The living and the dead give in and wave to me, the former coolly, the latter intimately. The grave diggers abandon partly dug graves and announce that I am the only one who can direct their nighttime labors. The executioners invoke the revolution, invoke my voice, invoke my name. The architects use my eyes to navigate. The masons are seized with vertigo, hearing me. The murderers bless me. The flesh quivers at my command. The one I love does not hear me. The one I love does not listen to me. the one I love, does not answer me. I am writing to you from a far-off country by only Michaud, translated by Richard Ellman. We have here, she said, only one sun in the month, and for only a little while. We rub our eyes days ahead, but to no purpose, inexorable weather. Sunlight arrives only at the proper hour, and then we have a world of things to do, so long as there is light. In fact, we hardly have time to look at one another a bit. The trouble is, the nighttime is when we must work, and we really must. Dwarfs are born constantly. When you walk in the country, she further confided to him, you may chance to meet with substantial masses on your road. These are mountains, and sooner or later you must bend the knee to them. Resisting would do no good. You could go no farther even by hurting yourself. I do not say this in order to wound. I could say other things if I really wanted to wound. The dawn is gray here, she went on to tell him. It's not always like this. We do not know whom to accuse. At night, the cattle make a great bellowing, long and flute-like at the end. We feel compassionate, but what can we do? The smell of eucalyptus surrounds us, a blessing, serenity. But it cannot protect us from everything, or else do you think that it really can protect us from everything? I add one further word to you, a question rather. Does water flow in your country too? I don't remember whether you've told me so. And it gives chills too if it is the real thing. Do I love it? I don't know. One feels so alone when it is cold, and quite otherwise when it is warm. Well then, how do I decide? Tell me, how do you others decide when you speak of it without disguise, with open heart? I am writing to you from the end of the world. You must realize this. The trees often tremble. We collect the leaves. They have a ridiculous number of veins, but what for? There's nothing between them and the trees anymore, and we go off troubled. Could not life on earth continue without wind? Or must everything tremble, always, always? And there are subterranean disturbances too, in the house as well, like angers which might come to face you, like stern beings who would like to wrest confessions. We see nothing but what is so unimportant to see, and yet we tremble. Why? We women here all live with tightened throats. Although I am very young, in other days I was younger still, and my companions were too. What does that mean? There is surely something horrible in it. And we did not dare run too much. Arriving at the end of a race, at a ditch all prepared, and no time to say a word, no breath. Tell me, what is the meaning of this? There are constantly, she told him further, lions who walk about the village without any hindrance at all. On condition that we pay no attention to them, they pay no attention to us. But if they should see a young woman running in front of them, they have no desire to apologize for her anxiety. No, they devour her at once. That is why they constantly walk about the village where there is nothing for them to do, for quite obviously they might yawn just as well elsewhere. For a long, long time, she confided to him, we have been in combat with the sea. On the very rare occasions when she is blue, soft, one might suppose her to be happy. But that would not last. Her smell says so anyway. A smell of rot, if it is not her bitterness. Here I should explain the matter of the waves. It's terribly complicated, and the sea... I implore you, have confidence in me. Would I want to deceive you? She is more than a word. She is more than a fear. She exists. I swear it to